What's going on, y'all? My name is Enoch. I'm here to inspire, motivate, and encourage you to be the best version of you that you could possibly be. I know that ain't an easy task, but let's go. Welcome back to Divine Motivation Podcast. I really appreciate you tuning in. I do not take your time for granted, like I always say. We're on YouTube. Divine. Why am I saying we're on YouTube? I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. Divine Motivation Podcast. Follow the YouTube, like, subscribe. If I say something that you like, that you might like, you think somebody might like, send it to them because they might like it. We got Instagram. Yep. Divine Motivation _. I give you motivational videos every single day, literally. And let's get into it. Okay, so I like phrases, right? And I like really looking at them for what it is. Because, we say a bunch of like phrases, and we just keep going, right? So one of the phrases, and it's kind of off of last week's where we talking about the shift, things like that. That phrase, when there's new levels, there's new devils, right? And I thought about it. I'm like, new levels, new devils. Maybe, right? Maybe. And then I thought, I'm like, okay, maybe, is it possible that maybe it's new levels, but it just might be some old devils that you never really took care of? So I'm like, new levels, new devils. Maybe it's new levels, old devils. Are there some things that you brought with you to the new level that you never handled at the old level you was at, the old position in life that you was at? I'm talking about shift now. Like, okay, what are those things that you kind of put to the side that now that you're in a so-called new level or better place in life, they start to creep up? And I don't think it's always a new situation that's can't come to distract you. I think there's just some things that in your past or some things that, some flaws, some character flaws that you never really dealt with. I'll give you an example. So let's say, because we live in a world where everybody got haters, right? So I'll use an example of quote unquote having haters, right? But so people have haters. I get it. But let's use that just for the scenario. Okay, so let's say you get a position at work where now you're like a team lead, right? And while you're a team lead, there's like like talks about like, oh, she's at team lead, but he or she is not even listening to what we got to say. Like, she just trying to boss us around because she thinks she's better than us. He thinks he's better than us. And in your mind, you're like, oh man, now they hating now because I'm doing my thing. I'm the team lead. Now they feel like they can't listen to me. They don't want to hear me out. Blah, blah, blah. They just hating. Right? Cool. Now, let's say time goes on. Now we get to this new level where you finally become director, right? Or manager, whatever. Just a higher level, a new level, right? And there's a word going around like, oh yeah, things aren't going the way we expected. Now you got the board of directors are saying this now, right? Now they're saying, yeah, you're not really living up to the expectations that we thought. And now you like, what? Y'all, now that I got to this new level, now they hating too. See, man, these new levels, new devils. Like, I got to deal with all this distraction. I'm trying to grow and all this is coming. And if you just take a second to just self-assess and go, maybe what I should have did in my last level, my so-called lower level, when it came out that, oh, I may not be listening or I may not be taking into consideration what people are saying, Maybe if I would have said like, yo, let's have a meeting. Let me hear y'all out. Let me hear what the situation is. Let me hear what you feel like needs to be changed. What are some things that you feel like I need to work on so that I can be better, so that we can work together? And maybe that would have, tapered down some of that so-called hate. And now you're able to work with people and that made you better. So that now when you got to this director level, you already know like, oh, when I was at this level, I realized there was some work that I need to put in. There's some areas I need to fix. I didn't have it all together. So that when you get to that other place, it's like, okay, I understand. You're already there. But if we're so quick to say like, oh, I'm at this new level, that they just hating on me, all these new devils, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just some things that you never dealt with that you don't even know how to handle at this new level. So that's why you got to take into consideration like everything that you're going through now. That's why I'm big on like, yo, be here. Handle the situation that is here. Don't just tuck things to the side because it's going to come back up. It may not be something new. It might be. Maybe. Or maybe it's just some things you never dealt with in your past. Maybe it's some holes that you didn't realize was there. That's why you got to make sure you're so-called filling those holes so that when you get to the next level, it's like, oh, okay, I've been here. I know what this is like. I've dealt with this situation. I know how to handle it now. And instead of just blaming everybody else that you're just at this new level and they can't handle it. Sometimes that may be the case, maybe. And sometimes it may be just you. Like I'm big on self-evaluation. I'm not going to blame others before I look at myself. I think that's the mindset we need. Could we be so quick to say, oh, man, it's them. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. And sometimes we need to just reel it back in and say, hold up. How did I contribute to this? Did I allow this? Did I sweep some things under the rug? A lot of times we do. So when I look at that phrase, new levels, new devils, possibly. Or maybe there's just some obstacles, some roadblocks that you didn't handle correctly at that old level. You forsook that old level. You wanted to get past that so quick that you didn't get all the lessons that you were supposed to get at that old level. You so ready to shift now. You so ready, but you really wasn't. You didn't get everything you were supposed to get. You didn't prepare yourself. That's why I said in the last episode, like, are you ready for the shift? The reason you may not be is because you didn't prepare yourself. You got to understand the things that might come. And the only way to understand that is fully embracing where you at. And fully being there like, yo, what? Am I getting everything I'm supposed to get right here? Start being conscious of it. Like, yo, I'm at this place right now. Let me make sure I'm at this place right now. Let me make sure I'm really there. So that when I get past this place, I can get to these new levels. And whatever comes, I'm prepared for it. That's all it is. Just being prepared. Being prepared for things that's going to come. Things that may happen. That's all it is. So, that's this week's episode. When you get your new levels, make sure it's actually a new devil. Not just an old thing that you never really dealt with. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Follow, subscribe to the YouTube, Divine Motivation Podcast. Follow the Instagram, Divine Motivation _. And let's do this again next week.